Hey everyone, I just read The Spy Who Loved Me by Ian Fleming, and when I told my mother that this book was Fleming trying to write from a woman's perspective, she laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed, and I don't think she's ever stopped. I love that Vivian Michelle is listed as a co-author on the edition I read, like she's a real person. What is that about? It's a book about a young Canadian woman minding a hotel in the middle of nowhere, New York State, who is menaced by a pair of gangsters and whose only hope of survival might just be a certain British secret agent with a flat tire. The pros? Say what you will about this book, and there is a lot to say, but at least it's not yet another iteration of Live and Let Die. The small scope and stakes of the story give it a kind of realism over the previous books that I actually really enjoyed. Unlike just about every other story in the series so far, I could actually believe the events of this one happening. And Vivian Michelle is a compelling protagonist. I'm glad that the book takes her side over that of the vile men she encounters throughout the story and doesn't judge her for some of her decisions that even today would be considered controversial. The cons? That said, this is still Ian Fleming, so there are still some aspects of how he thinks women think that are just hilarious, such as worrying if she's been rendered infertile immediately after getting struck by lightning. The first part of the book, where Vivian recounts the sequence of events that led her to taking the job at the motel, were repetitive and boring. And most of the villains, who due to their believability come off as much more vile than antagonists like Lashif or even Blofeld, get away with no comeuppance, which is kind of annoying. Fleming took a huge gamble with this book, and for the most part I think it actually paid off. It's really nothing like the rest of the series. I'd almost recommend it just for how unique it is. Just be aware going in, Fleming's views are definitely outdated by today's standards. And I'm giving The Spy Who Loved Me a B. I know, I'm surprised as well. What should I read next? Comment down below. If you liked the review and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.